Hi, this is Suhas. Let's see how to create this simple report which basically lists the investments and whether it is active or not is displayed by this image. So in this particular video we'll look at how to display an image which is a dynamic image based on active inactive, then how to provide filters. This second filter is a dependent filter, so it's called as a cascading input control in Jaspersoft, which basically cascades the parameter to the second filter, and then accordingly the list of projects which are inactive are displayed. I could even choose a drop down here or checkbox, radio button. All those features are available. So as I change the filters, now you can see that the values are getting changed. Let's see how to create this report. So what you'll do is basically you'll create new Jaspersoft report. It will ask you for username, the report name and the location of the report where it is going to be saved. In the next step, it will also ask you to provide the data source and the query which is used to generate the report. The data source can be configured. Before starting the report, you can go to this icon, takes you to the repositories. You can right click and create a data adapter, and I've created Clarity Dev as the data adapter. You will also need to create a point to the server repository, the Jaspersoft reports server, which will show the organization. Clarity CAPPM is my organization here. Then it has various domains, like the default domains as you see here, and various reports which are again based on individual domains. And then once the report is created, you can choose to put or publish the report through this folder. These are the folders basically, and you can put the report in any of these folders, or you can make it public or shared, or even you can place it under users. So once I get the repository, and then once I point it to certain data source which is Clarity Dev, it will ask me to provide a query. If you look at this is a simple select from investment query, and this is pulling data from the data warehouse in INV investments table. It is always recommended to use data warehouse, database tables instead of pointing to transactional Clarity data, unless and until it is explicit need that you need the exact real-time data that is showing you the data or the project's details which are right now present in Clarity. But otherwise, most of the times you should be good with the PPM data warehouse data. It is beneficial if you have the data warehouse and Clarity residing on different database instances. Here I've chosen or limited my data to handful of projects instead of pulling all the projects. So I'll write a simple select on investment query. For now ignore this, we'll come back to that. So that gives you list of fields. Once you create the query, save it, and when you come back to this, it will bring you back to this screen and it will show you these fields. So what you do is simply drag and drop these fields here. The fields will be separated like the column header and the details. So the details will have values and column header shows the name, and you will want to change these field as well as the header names. Like I don't need the investment key, I can delete that, or rename the key to different one. And I have reduced the height of this band, which I can drag and drop or basically change it from the properties dialog. properties tab I mean. So here I can put the size which I prefer to be lesser, as less as possible, with for 10 pixel font, whatever size is enough I'll put that. Now as the image has more height, it is not taking up 25, so it's because of the image. So let it be as it is, and once I have created this basic one, I can preview it. Right now I cannot preview it because I have modified the filters, and the filters are only modified. For this one I have multi-select filter and based on query, so those are modified on the server. So this report I won't run locally. So once I've done that, verified it, I'll go and click this icon, that is basically publishes the report onto the server. Okay, so that being the simple report, the next thing is I want to provide the parameters. So what I do is create parameter. It will ask me for these properties, name, the class, and whether it is required for prompting. What I have done here is I have provided this parameter and set it not for prompting, and I have modified this parameter as this parameter in our sample, that is a dependent parameter which depends on whether it is active projects or inactive projects. So I've created a parameter. Now the parameter is used to filter the projects, and I want to make this as a multi-select kind of lookup or drop down. So what I'll do is I'll go on the server side, I'll go to the repository. On the left hand side I have saved the report under the users folder, and it is here. So this one I'll edit it. Once you save, and if it is not ready to be shown, like oops, I clicked the wrong one, not ready to be run, as in our case we have not configured the parameters well. So now the filters or the parameters will be shown under controls and resources. What ideally we do is add an input control. It will take you to this screen where you will define the input control or select from the repository. Now this will be useful where you want to provide project or the investment key or investment code, which will be already available in repository. In this case let's look at the custom controls. So active is a control. Remember this ID, which is active with capital A. I have chosen single value. I could choose single select query, list of static values, and so on. And then next, on the next screen, it will ask you to provide the data, which I'll give as number, and that will basically show the active with 0 and 1. Now the second input control, as we save the report onto repository, it brings across this project code control. What I'll do is basically either I can create the control from server side and then create it on the report. So let's say if we create it on the server side, we want to customize this control to show multi-select option, and it should be dependent on the active selection. So what I do is multi-select query, provide the same value, same name to the project, to the parameter which is provided in the parameters here. So as it matches, it will coincide with the same control, and it will allow you to edit that control. Now what that control is, the parameter should behave is, it is based on a query. So we provide the query, select the repository to be the data warehouse bin, and then it will ask you for the SQL. Now the SQL is exactly same as the SQL for that report. This is particularly for this scenario. I have done that purposely, and what it does is, and is active for the projects is provided by the dependent parameter, okay, on which it is depending on. So $P bracket active with capital A. So that basically tells Jaspersoft that this is depending on certain parameter, and this being part of the filter parameter, it looks for this in the list of filter parameters. Then the result will be what we have seen already. Remember that the sequence of this is very important. Active is selected by the user first, and then the project codes are filtered based on that. So when you create the controls, this sequence is important, and that is why you might have to create the control on the server side and then reopen the report from the repository that comes up here. So once you do that, after saving the report with this being empty, so we will delete this and close this report, and then we will double click and open the simple nested report. So if you double click and open this, it comes up with those parameters configured in the sequence. One more thing, the project code is being populated by a query. So let's see how it pulls the values in the drop down. So the values we want to show the name of investment and the key or the project code, that is this one. So when you do that, let's go back to the report again, and once you provide the query on the second screen, it asks you which are the columns that you want the user to see on the drop down. So once the query is provided, the next screen is set parameter values. Here the ID, investment ID, is this should be matching with your data set query. So if you look at this one, it is investment underscore ID, which is part of this select clause. And now what it says is X in $X has various options. It has X in, X not in, and many other options. So basically you will provide X in, which allows the query to be considered as select from a select set of certain projects from this table. So the investment ID will be, it is like a comma separated list of investment IDs that get transformed using the project code parameter, which is linked with this. So this is getting passed as project code here, as this is manually typed, and we have basically used that parameter name to pass the investment ID. And if you just provide this one and submit it without any visible columns, the drop down will be shown as a blank listed drop down. So then there will not be anything shown on the in the drop down, but it will show list of blank projects. So that's one of the issues I wanted to highlight. So what you'll do is I'll want to show the investment name, so I'll type in investment name here and click add. Remember to click add, because if you just type and submit, it will not add these values here. So let's see. So that is about the cascading input controls or dependent filters. Next thing is how to show an image which is changing dynamically based on the value in the record. So what you do is you create those images on your local machine, drag and drop the images either under the reports folder, which makes them local, but I prefer to put it under shared folder. And the shared, I created images folder, and I put all the images here. Now I don't like to write if-else expressions, so what I've done is I have given the name of image exactly matches the value in the record. So is active returns 1 or 0. So I may name the images as 1.jpg, 0.jpg. When you copy the images into the repository, the extension gets vanished. So if you see here, the URI says /shared/images/0, and then that's what you want to put in the expression here. So the expression syntax is double quotes repo : /shared/images/ in this case 0 or 1. So append with plus, no double quotes at the end, but only the string only needs to be encapsulated under double quotes. So after you do that, this will take up 0 or 1. Then remember to take care of the null values. Okay, so this is in Clarity. You won't have null here, but there are many possibilities, many other data sets where you might receive null, and accordingly you need to place the images. You might create a image with null, but there is an option to print when, where you can say that print when it is not null. So this basically completes our illustration of how to create a simple report that has dependent filters, that has custom filters, that has filters that are created using query, and then a report that shows dynamic images or dynamic data, I would say. So it can be image or any other data. So the images are shown. Another factor of the Jaspersoft reports is you could have sub-reports. What a sub-report will be, this might not be the right candidate for sub-report because we are showing investments here. A sub-report will be identical where you are showing project status report, where details of the project are mostly shown in the header, and the details, for one page shows one project. So everything goes in details, and one row per project is populated, and so you accordingly show the data in details. And then what you do is you place let's look at the controls. So what you do is you will place different controls like either a sub report or a table. I would, in this case, I'll say you drag and drop a table here and provide the data set for that table as a new data set. So what you can do is create a data set, provide a different SQL query. This again will be a dependent parameter based query. So once you create the query and provide the parameter values in the query, provide the parameter in the query, on the table you will see data set option. Let me try to show you an example which is already there. Let's do that. Let's create one. Won't name anything. I'll pick from the same data set. Select count of one from PR team where PR project ID is it PR project underscore ID. In this case I will say dollar. When you create it you have to leave it blank, so I'll leave it blank. So let's see, PR project ID. Okay, good. So and then I'll finish it. Next thing is I will put a table here which uses dataset 1, use same JDBC connection. Next we'll keep the formatting as it is. So let me just list this in details. So let's click on the properties. Here in dataset it will allow you to select the dataset and it has parameters at the bottom. Now let's go back to the dataset. So where is the dataset? Dataset 1, database query, and in this query, not showing up everything. So what I'll do is click on parameters, add a parameter, and that parameter will be PR project ID. Let it be for prompting. No, we don't need it for prompting. Let's edit that later. So what this will now be PR bracket PR project ID. Okay. Next thing is you go to the table, click on properties, click on parameters, click on add. Then this will show you that particular parameter which you created just now. Next thing is this parameter should be equal to the investment ID, or I think it is investment key, because investment ID is the project code, key is actually investments.id. So I'll save this. Remember this configuration. Now this is making this table dependent on the particular particular project ID that is getting filtered. So in our current case, actually it doesn't make sense to I don't see it makes sense because we are allowing multi-select here, so this may not work well. But if you publish it again, once you click on publish, let me show you how it asks you for publish. So once you click on publish and just hit next, it will save it. So I won't publish this because this is not valid in my scenario. So based on this, you now know how to create a kind of a complex report which has a simple tabular data shown for one dimension, and the second dimension gets added by either table, cross tab, even a chart or a sub report. So hope you liked it, and please feel free to contact me and provide feedback if it helps you. Thank you.